Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports radio station, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.05, home to the Asian Oprah, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Audible, StreamYard, Podchaser, GeoSun, Rumble, Tiki Live, and more. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K words, no Kardashian talk, even though every other day I get asked if I am the mom of the Kardashians. I think it's the sunglasses because I'm kind of not the same race. But it is always kind of funny, the irony, because I do say this at the top of the show, almost every show for the past 554 consecutive weeks. Why do I say it? Because I want you to focus on your own reality show and not on other people's who really, honestly, don't really matter or factor into the happiness of your life. So I have topics and guests to that end and co-hosts and series. And I'm just so grateful. We're going to go right into the gratitude sandwich, having breakfast with me. A little teaser, we will have a little interview with Waterwise Santa, who's here from a green North Pole. And that little interview will be a little later on, as well as, I guess I'll start off by showing you. This is my new, I don't think it's that ugly, but it is National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. And this is, I just got this from Timeless Treasures, where my bonus mom sells her beautiful felted hats and fuzzy vests and all of that. And she's 90. We just celebrated her 90th. I'm grateful for that. And I just picked this up yesterday when I went to tidy up her corner. She just went through a really successful little heart procedure, and she's good, and thank you for all the prayers. But I thought just in time for National Ugly Christmas Sweater Day. Isn't he cute though? He's not that ugly. He's a llama, if you noticed. The other one that I wear a lot, the red one, is Rudolph. So this is his new mate. But I hope you are going to know now what day it is. If you haven't gotten dressed yet, get into your ugly or cute Christmas sweater, and you'll be just in time to celebrate that national holiday today. It's also National Underdog Day, so I will be giving I'll be giving you a piece of my mind about how you can support an underdog in your life, especially if you think it's you. So that'll be after the break. And because it is Christmas time, I will be doing an Asian Oprah giveaway as well towards the end of the show. So lots to play with, lots to tune in for. This, my 843rd show. And that'll be my second gratitude. Those of you who've never done the gratitude sandwich before, 8 specific things that you're grateful for in the morning. 8 specific things that you appreciate about yourself at night. And when you sandwich your day that way, you will have an amazing day. And that's the 30-day challenge if you do that. So my third gratitude is that I am going to Canada, and I'll be broadcasting from there over the holidays. Some of you know my Chinese mom is now in palliative what do they call it? The phase or season of her life. And so even though I was just there in September, I wanted to make sure that I spend as much time as I can during this time, knowing that, she'll be going to be in heaven with my dad. And I know that when people die, it's especially over the holidays, or you remember them the holidays, there's a natural missing. But at the same time, for me, thanks to Abraham Hicks and the law of attraction, I no longer have a fear of death. And I also, I balance out my sadness for anyone who is on the other side with some gratitude that they're not in pain anymore. My mom's had Parkinson's for years now, and it's not fun. So just knowing that this is a special time. So I'm going to go there for a couple of weeks, and I'll be broadcasting from my brother's home and computer. And this is thanks to technology. So we'll stay tuned. I have some great guests coming up. That's my fourth gratitude, which is Peter Larson. I'm not saying his whole name correctly. But I met him in the elevator. I love how my life works. He's in the movie supporting Tom Hanks in the upcoming movie, A Man Called Otto. And so I invited him on. So he'll be coming on during the holidays. My fifth gratitude is that I'm going to have another holiday sing-along with repeat guest Majan, and we'll both be singing duets as well as solos. So that'll be fun. That'll be the day before Christmas Eve. What else is there coming up? We're trying to get Lucy Arnez, Lucy O'Ball's daughter, back on with Jeffrey Sitkoff, supporting Doors of Change, which helps homeless youth. So that's something to look forward to as well. And his name is Peter Lawson Jones. That's his full name. So I'm not quite sure. I think I'm going to air him on Tuesday when I'm actually in the plane. So we're pre-recording that interview. So that's something to look forward to. And just a plethora and myriad of continued topics and shows and guests who I hope you find something positive to learn from them, to be inspired, to be hopeful, to be motivated from them, because life is way too short to be upset and anxious and worried and angry and vengeful and resentful. You don't get a do-over. And that time you can choose to be bah humbug Scrooge, or joy of this season and the joy of your life. I call it the joyride of my life. I have had amazing stops in the joyride of my life. My seventh gratitude is I just found out yesterday or the day before that I am the 2023 Lifetime Achievement Award winner. This group in Ohio nominated and awarded me this award. And he's a professor that I actually used to get to speak at when I was at Alliant. And this organization is the Gestalt OSD. And they have honored me with the Lifetime Achievement Award. And my first response was, am I that old? I know I keep saying I'm #ageless, but isn't lifetime achievement for people who are like ready to leave the planet? But after a California second, I'm like, oh, stop it. Thank you for the recognition. And I am grateful for that. I'm grateful finally for the fact that that's my 19th award. Since I was 10 years old. At 10, I started winning Kiwanis Music Festival awards with my duet piano partner, Karen Rogers, in Kitchener-Waterloo, where I was born in Ontario, Canada. And then it's just been a myriad of beautiful recognitions in my life, and this one being the latest. So those are my 8 Gratitudes. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thanks for giving me the finger. If you are driving and listening on AM, FM, which I know many of you are, I'm so grateful for your support, making me the number one 8 a.m. talk show in the IE, and hopefully soon to be in Southern California if I can outdistance Bill Handel. But I'm so appreciative of all the support that I get. Plus, I will say happy holidays, and thank you, all the guys at KCAA. Right now, Polly is my sound engineer, thanking him for all his support Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Sam works not only for Tuesday, Thursday, and being my co-host, for all the guys at the studio, Joe, Miguel, Joe, Rick in the morning, my station manager, Mark Westwood, and the station owner, Fred Lundgren, and his fab son, Mike Lundgren, his wonderful wife, Linda. Happiest holidays from your favorite Asian Oprah host here at KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. I would love for this new year to bring in new sponsors, as well as continue with my old, I'm so grateful to the Saban Theater and Where Music Meets the Soul for their continued support of my show, for Olac Restaurant, for Capistrano Mazda, for Timeless Treasures Boutiques, longtime sponsors of this show, as well as new ones. So if you are listening and you would like to have your product service highlighted on this show about hope and happiness, please do get a hold of me for rates as low as $100. So there you go. You can gift someone for the holidays with that. Go to drmarissa.life. And while I'm talking about my website, I am going to give my first Asian Oprah giveaway for the holidays, and it is a audio book download of my number one Amazon and national bestseller, number 4 on Denver Post, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. So if you are not as happy as you know you can be, go ahead and get this book. Every single bookstore is carrying it. Grateful for that. Walmart has picked it up. Target, that's Target, for those of you not used to my sense of humor. So the first person, go to drmarissa.life and put Happy Holidays in the subject line. We'll get a free download of this book. And I'm not going to say the first one. I'm just going to, if you're listening to this later and you hear this, just use the keywords Happy Holidays and I'll get that out to you. Also, last gratitude, I'm grateful for my nonprofit, 8 Ways to Happiness, which helps kids, teens, and young adults who have temporarily forgotten their birthright to happiness. If you have an organization that has clients, special needs kids, autism, preschool, STEM, you qualify to get my free audio book download of my children's book called Mommy, What Are Feelings? And those are free to all children's organizations whose mission is to help kids in any way. So if you're a parent organization, just contact me again at drmarissa.life and say nonprofit, and I will get these value $25 a book. Every feeling has a taste, touch, sight, and sound, and the kids draw. Ideally for kids from 3 to 5, although I have some older kids, 8 and 9, who grew up with this book that still love it. So drmarissa.life, my nonprofit. And if you'd like to support my nonprofit, please do go to, on PayPal, it is 8 Ways to Happiness, 501c. Also, if you go to my website, there's a link there, and there's still time to donate $21, and you will be registered in the 21-day fast from complaining with Dr. Marissa. If you want to have the best holiday ever, quit complaining. And to help you do that, I'm giving you an incentive. If you donate $21 and you make it 21 days, not consecutive, just 21 days from now until New Year's Day, I will double your money to $42. There's a Facebook group that you can join to encourage you. There's a whole playlist on YouTube with daily tips on how to not complain, and you can get that for free by a free subscribe on my YouTube channel. So plenty of ways to support 8 Ways to Happiness. Finally, if you shop on Amazon, go to Smile Amazon, put in 8 Ways to Happiness, and you will get Amazon to throw a little bit on each purchase. The price is the same for you, but my nonprofit gets it. And I'm so grateful and appreciate. Actually, I'll do that first appreciation of my desire to give back. I started this nonprofit during COVID. It's another one of those hashtag COVID silver linings that allowed me to help those who, a portion of my work goes to that. I absolutely know that you'll want to support just by shopping on Amazon and putting 8 Ways to Happiness and Smile Amazon. And that is it for the top of the bun. The bottom of the bun, 8 things that I appreciate about myself. I just did the first one, to give back and generosity. 88% of the time, I am positive. Probably 99% of the time, because it just feels better. I also appreciate my ability to give myself a break. This morning, I remembered something that I accidentally did that was not great, and I started beating myself up. And then I remembered my ability to cut myself some slack and said, sometimes things fall through the crack because I choose to be a solopreneur, and I just allow myself to go, okie dokie. That's the best that I could do. Fourth appreciation is that I am musical. I love to sing, write music, play the piano. I used to play the drums in high school band. I played timpani. So I was, my nickname was Boom Boom, something you may not know. I appreciate that I love to try new things. I love to do almost everything once. For those of you with a mind in the gutter, not everything I like to try once, but most things I do. My last appreciation is for my ability to laugh at myself, laugh with others, try not to laugh at others, because laughter is my favorite sound on the planet. All right, that is it for having breakfast with Dr. Marissa and taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Thank you so much for playing along with me, and whenever you're listening to this. And if you didn't notice, it's National Ugly Sweater Day. Here's my llama, which Laughter the Llama is my new name for my sweater. And then what we're going to do is go to a little interview I did the other day with Santa, not the other Santa, but Waterwise Santa. So enjoy. And good morning. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live on Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. And it is the season for giving, and California needs the gift of conservation. Waterwise Santa is currently in a fantastic native plant garden. I guess he needed a break from the elves. So Save Our Water invited him down from the North Pole, and Save Our Water is working hard to remind Californians that because of things like shifting water and weather patterns, we have a new water reality. We all need to conserve water, rain or shine, and there is a lot to do. Here to share his secret for saving water is Waterwise Santa himself. Please welcome Waterwise Santa. Hi.
Ho, ho, ho. It's good to be here, Dr. Marissa. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So why is it, I was going to ask you which elf was driving you crazy, but we'll go to the right questions. Why is it important for Californians to conserve water?
So, despite heavy rains or a big snowstorm, California is actually facing a new water reality. I've been working with Save Our Water to remind Californians that because of climate change and extreme wet to extreme dry weather, we need to always conserve it, and there's a lot that we can all do to do our part. Our hotter, drier climate and reduced water supply are forcing Californians to think, live, and act differently.
So what advice does Waterwise Santa give?
So I think that we need to think native and water-wise plants. Water-wise yards and gardens can be diverse, functional, and beautiful spaces without a large green lawn and thirsty flower beds. California landscaping can be varied and beautiful, and that's why Save Our Water campaign is reminding people that there are small changes we can make in the yard to contribute to a water-wise future for everyone.
Very, very smart. So how can Californians conserve water and still create a beautiful landscape?
Ho, 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 I'm glad that you asked. Whether you have a patio garden box or a yard like the one I'm in now, there are lots of water-wise planting solutions that are beautiful, affordable, and easy to maintain. So using California native plants and water-wise flowers in your garden allows your landscaping to go from surviving to thriving. Not only are they beautiful and water smart, but they're also a great resource for birds, bees, and butterflies.
Now here's the million-dollar question. Are water-wise choices expensive to implement?
Wow, that's a million-dollar question indeed, but the answer is that you can create a California native plant garden to fit any style and budget because there are thousands of water-wise plants to make a beautiful California landscape. And the best thing is that these plant gardens stay beautiful year-round while also providing that much-needed habitat for pollinators like bees, birds, and butterflies. Your water-wise choices will turn your landscaping from thriving to surviving in no time at all. And the best thing is that they're also low maintenance. So you can forget about mowing that lawn, and also just don't forget that drip irrigation will make it easy to only use the water that you need when you are tending to your garden.
Very important and especially applicable to me since I'm wanted in 5 states for plant killing. So maintenance is not my forte, but how can actions that we take today help with future water needs?
It's all about the little changes in what we do every day and that they make the biggest difference. So if it's raining, turn off those sprinklers for at least 2 days. Use a broom, not water, to clean sidewalks and driveways. And make sure that you're washing full loads of laundry. And here's an amazing water-wise tip. The dishwasher uses less water than if you wash those dishes by hand.
Oh, wow. That I love learning new things, and I definitely now I don't have to defend my dishwasher use. That's wonderful. So where can we go for more information on all of these really great things to remember? Because hey, Californians, we're in this together, and we want to be humankind, emphasis on the kind, especially when it comes to Mother Nature.
Yes, so to learn more about saving our precious water, rain or shine, you can check out more tips at saveourwater.com.
Wonderful. Well, Water Saving Santa, it is definitely a pleasure and an honor to meet you down from the North Pole, and you be nice to those elves. They're doing a lot of work for you, even though they do drive you crazy for a little while. Please go to, again, that website, which is saveourwater.com, and I have been nice, not naughty, most of the time. 88% of the time I've been nice, so you can drop off some of those beautiful plants on my doorstep here in Long Beach. Thanks so much, Water Saving Santa. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live with great tips. Go to saveourwater.com. Now go have All right, that was Waterwise Santa, and greetings to all my Instagram, Nina. I love Instagram because you don't really know who they are from the names, but hopefully you will go to my YouTube channel to chat because I am not streaming live to Instagram yet, but who knows? But I am on LinkedIn and Facebook and Dr. Marissa Central on my YouTube channel where you can watch and listen. If you're not in the car listening to Take My Advice, I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more on this channel that leaves no listener behind.
Welcome to Balanced Tai Chi Gong. My name is Dr. Marissa Pei. For the next 28 minutes, we will be slow dancing with the universe in a moving meditation that promotes inner peace, one breath at a time. Just follow the sound of my voice and move with me as I guide you through this ancient wisdom through New Thought practice. As a corporate psychologist, I created this practice in response to my life and those of my clients. We were professional, high achievement-oriented, multitasking control freaks and exhausted. No matter how many successes, it was never enough. That, coupled with a painful life experience, led me on a quest to find another way to live and back to my Chinese roots. If you practice regularly, I can promise you that it will impact all health vortexes. Body, mind, spirit, soul. You will be in a place of balance and inner peace the way we were created. 谢谢.
Be my partner, dance with me.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News Radio, KCAA, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, and my YouTube channel, which houses a plethora of information that is free. Subscribe, including my red carpet playlist with interviews, Priscilla Presley, guys, my guests, Loretta Swift from MASH has been a guest on my show. So past shows with great people. You saw in the intro, Marion Ross, who just, I love her. And, peace in and peace out to her. I had her son on my show, Jim Mescalin, great impressionist. I've also got interviews with Halle Berry, John Travolta, Quincy Jones, The Temptations, Jimmy Fallon. I've really had some amazing stops on the joyride of my life, and I'm hoping that you will enjoy them as well. All of the I had the Righteous Brothers actually sing to me on the red carpet. So please do enjoy those videos that are there for you. And my short film is also there. That's another hashtag COVID silver lining. It's called PPP, Post-Pandemic Possibilities. And I know some of you hate the P word or the C word, not commitment, but the coronavirus. It was something that we went through, not the thing we wanted or had even prepared for, but we did it. And you can either look at something that's happened that you don't like with disdain or anger, or you can choose to look at it as what did happen. And that's the for the remainder of the show. I thought, especially during the holidays, that this would be a time you may be open to some advice that I do and do not use. If you look at the title of my show, and it is National Underdog Day. And I don't know about you, I love to cheer for the underdog, because I like to see, it's nothing against favorites or nothing against people who have a track record of winning, but there's something very heartening, heart opening about watching a team or a person or someone who didn't have maybe the help that the average person does, someone who has grown up with some kind of disadvantage, and have them shine and get the accolades and get the awards. There's something really sweet that is extra sweet about that. And I have had a lot of those people on my show. If you missed my interview with Frederick from Rwanda, he had his arms cut off in the Rwandan genocide, and he came on to talk about the work that he's doing in Africa, helping a lot of people who've had trauma to their bodies because of the war, and he has a center there. Jessica, my Limitless Women speaking partner, who was born without arms, didn't let that stop her. She has like a 3rd or 4th degree black belt. She's in the Guinness World Records as the first armless pilot. And she now travels the world speaking and helping those who aren't feeling as able to overcome the underdoggedness of their disadvantages that they were born with. I am a cheerleader for all of the underdogs who may not have had physical challenges, but have had emotional challenges in their life because they didn't grow up in a healthy home. They didn't grow up with parents who thought they were all that, who didn't go to school or was in a group where people were cheering them on. Instead, they were putting them down. That's the life that I had. And I've been quite open about it, much to the chagrin of my culture that says the nail that stands up is hammered down. I was, raised to not air your dirty laundry, to not talk about things in the home, to not show weakness, to not show sensitivity. And as a result, I picked a man to marry, which is very common with kids with childhood trauma who treated me similarly. I was comfortable with with being with someone who kept telling me I was not all that. And so the rest of the show, I wanted to just speak from the heart for all those who are feeling that you are an underdog, but that you don't have any hope, that you think that you're never going to get ahead, that it's not fair, that other people have had were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Millennials, I don't know if you'll recognize that idiom, but I'm trying to remember the name of the exercise where you line up all the people, the average, American or the average set of people, and you ask people to step forward if they've had or haven't had. You can go backwards too, a 2-parent home. So automatically, if you don't have a 2-parent home, it doesn't mean you are disadvantaged. If your one parent is able to be everything, but usually, one single parent, my kids, had to shuffle back and forth for the first while until I got sole custody when their father couldn't take care of them anymore. But, single person home is one of those, it kind of puts you in that underdog position. If you had tragedy in your family, that's also another, mark of an underdog. If you've had health challenges, that's another underdog designation. If you've had something bad happen to you, if you were bullied in school or ostracized or discriminated against, that's another one. If you are Black and brown and have, prejudice and racism in our country, or any other minorities in other countries, not just ours, it's that an unfortunate thing that happens, but that discrimination and racism that seems to be part of human not kind. That's another underdog knock. So the exercise is you continue to step forward if you've had those kinds of underdog knocks, or those who haven't, go and walk forward. But you'll begin to see the disparity that we have in our society, in our country, in our homes, in our community. I report on diverse neighborhoods and news in diverse neighborhoods because it isn't equal. Some communities and some cities get more money for their parks and their schools and their educational system, and it's uneven. And that unevenness is linked to homelessness, and is linked to crime, and is linked to poverty, or food, not enough food, not enough. All of those things are connected. So if we are an underdog ourselves, I think the first thing to recognize is the work. Yes, the work has to happen on a system-wide level. It's a systemic changes, the community, the leadership, the government, the community support and investment has to change, city leadership, state leadership, government, all of that. But it has to start here. So if you're feeling like you're an underdog most of the time, more than 12% of the time, if you have a voice in your head that says you're not all that, if you have a voice in your head that says, you're getting compliments now, but, really, if people really knew you, they wouldn't think so highly of you. That happens when I get recognized with any kind of award. I say thank you, and people say, is there anything that you don't do? And I'll say cleaning and vacuuming and ironing. But seriously, in my head, I will have that very strong critic, not as strong these days because I've really worked on it. But if you're a person whose head is constantly beating themselves up, or your behavior is constantly sabotaging yourself by not making decisions that are helpful for you, then this is the message for you on National Underdog Day. The changes for underdog has to start, the buck starts right over here. And the Happy 88 tool that I talk about in my book, 8 Ways to Happiness, and there are exercises. So if you want to give yourself a gift, that's a good gift this season. It's $20 or less. And you can work through that. The reason why I wrote this book was not as a psychologist telling you how to be happy. I wrote this book because I wanted people to do the exercises inside so that they could help themselves understand how that critical voice developed, and how those messages, the BS, the belief systems that keep you in the underdog place, can be changed. Let me say that again. The voices in your head that beat you up, the voices in your head that are messages that you've collected from people who hurt you in the past, can be changed. You do not have to live the rest of your life as an underdog. You don't have to live the rest of your life waiting for someone to approve of you so that you can feel better about yourself. boo. It starts with you. So the first thing I want you to do, and I know there's people right now who need to hear this right now, because it's never too late to start to believe in yourself, to start to believe in the goodness of life, to start to believe that you are one of a kind, wonderful, with unique talents, gifts, and abilities to express now in this world now. And if you can't do it now, you can try tomorrow, but you don't get to do today again. So I'm inviting anyone and everyone who is still playing small, who is still holding back, who is still afraid, fear of success, fear of failure, all of those code words, not getting in touch with your inner child. I'm not a huge fan of the nomenclature that gets run around, but I am a huge fan of doing the work that it takes to love yourself. So today's the first day. If you don't love yourself 88% of the time, today, what day is it? On National Ugly Sweater Day, not so ugly. I want you to begin this journey to advocate for yourself. And that's the tool. It's called Act on Your Own Behalf. Acting on your own behalf is a tool that you can use to begin to support your own underdog, be your own advocate. So, how does this work? Well, before something comes out of your mouth, before you make a decision, or before you don't make a decision, before you procrastinate and don't get out of bed and don't take the shower and don't make the phone call and don't put healthy food in your body and don't go and move your body and don't go apply for opportunities that are out there and don't believe in yourself and don't do what you need to do to have better relationships in your life. That's acting on your own behalf. Ask yourself, the thing that I'm going to say right now to myself, is it kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? Those are the three questions that Dr. David Simon left us before he went to the other side. He's one of the co-founders with Deepak Chopra of the Chopra Center. And I was fortunate enough to go see him before he died. He had a living memorial, and it was kind of ironic. He's a neurologist. He was a medical doctor and neurologist, and he died of a brain tumor, but we all know he's not really gone. He's on the other side. But the most beautiful thing that he left, his legacy for me, was that lesson. Before you say something to yourself or others, ask yourself three questions. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? And if you are feeling like you're the underdog and you have a direct message that says, you're never going to amount to anything, right? A lot of us who've had childhood trauma, 7 out of 10 of us, my honorable moniker, Oprah, I almost called her Asian Oprah. Actually, Michael Bernard Beckwith is the one who introduced me to Oprah as the Asian Oprah. And years ago, when he was on my show, at the end of the show, he said, they're going to be calling Oprah the Black Dr. Marissa. I'm like, don't say that. But it is funny. So I'm raising it now. But these 8 out of 10, as she says, of us who've had childhood trauma, she's been open, and I love, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so honored to have that moniker, is I credit Oprah for raising the conversation beyond Jerry Springer drama on TV into the soul realm, into the self realm, into the edification and self-love realm, and talking about things that are not helpful when we're growing up and how we can heal from that. And that's what we're doing today, because it's National Underdog Day. So the questions: is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? So if you're saying to yourself and parroting some of those negative messages, you're not all that, and you'll never be good enough. Is it kind? No. So, first strike. Is it true? No. Somebody told you that when you were young, and it was not about you, it was about them. What for whatever reason, hurt people. And I spent a decade or more hating the person who gave me those negative messages, not realizing that hurt people. And when I can step back and allow those people who hurt me the empathy, knowing that they were hurt too, then I can also get rid of that message. So it's not true that I'll never amount to anything. It's not true that I'm not worthy. It's not true that I'm not esteemable. It's not true that I'm not all that. Well, actually, it's true that I'm not all that 12% of the time, but 88% of the time, I am all that. All right. And then, is it necessary? So if you beat yourself up on a consistent basis, that is not necessary. It is true that we all could use a little bit of humility. We can all use a little bit of humble pie, but a tiny little bit, not most of the time. And when I travel the world, fortunate to do that on stages speaking, I will ask that question: how many of you beat yourselves up? How many of you say, I am not harder on anyone else than I am on myself? I am my own worst critic. I am my own worst enemy. Is that you? I have yet to be on any stage where people do not all raise their hands. That's the one question where everybody raises their hand. Welcome to humankind. And I have 2 words for you. Stop it. How can you expect or want people to approve of you if you can't freaking approve of yourself? Really? So that acting on your own behalf means that you stop criticizing yourself and saying things that are unkind, that are not true and not necessary. So that is the first step. This holiday season, when you're probably not working or you're not working as much, I want you to watch what comes out of your mouth. This is why I did the holiday version of the 21-day fast from complaining. It's not just complaining about what's outside of you, but what are you complaining about that is inside of you? And is it working for you? I doubt it's working for you. People that beat themselves up are not very happy people. And usually, if you're beating yourself up, you're also being highly critical of everybody else that is around you. If you're a critical person, self-critical, it almost always translates to other critical. And that is no fun. And it will lead you to believe that life sucks. It kind of goes hand in hand. And as I said in my short film, PPP, Post-Pandemic Possibilities, life does not suck. Please. May this be the last day that you hold that BS, that belief system, because you're spewing that BS in front of you and you cannot help but see things that prove your BS true. That's the law of attraction. That's the Pygmalion effect. That's a law that, just like gravity, it works whether you believe it or not. If you have a horrible life right now, if everything in your life is going wrong, if everything that you're looking at sucks, if everything is a hot mess, including yourself, I have one thing to tell you, and that is quit looking at the stuff that's a hot mess. because you are continuing to bring hot mess to you. The more you focus on something, the bigger it grows. Oh, come on, Dr. Marissa. I didn't ask for all of these horrible things in my life. The people that are sick, I'm sick, da 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 da. I didn't ask for those things. Well, you may not have purposely asked for the shiitake in life, but if you have a lot of shiitake going on in your life, it is a direct product of focusing on negative things. So if there's 9 things in your life that are horrible, everybody has at least one thing that is not horrible in their life. At least one thing. You know what that is? If you're here listening to me, that means you have ears, or watching me, you have eyes. If you're laughing, you have the ability to laugh. If you have arms and legs, if you have breath in your body, that means you have the body smarts to process food. That's an amazing thing that you have. If you breathe, that means you woke up. The planets didn't crush each other. You have the opportunity today to not focus on the things that are wrong and focus on gratitude for all the things that you do have. That's why we do the gratitude sandwich in the morning. So if you're listening right now and continuing to say, I'm never going to get ahead, or I'm the underdog, except this underdog is just going under, then today can be the first day that you advocate for yourself, that you act on your own behalf, that you ask yourself 3 questions. Is it kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? And if it's no for all 3, if it's yes for all 3, if it's no for all 3, then do not should on yourself. Do not put yourself down. Do not put other people down, because today I want you to make yourself come up from under and be the best version of yourself, which is happy 88% of the time. So hopefully you got something out of the sermon from the Underdog Day Mount. Which is a direct result of a caller question that actually came in on my website. That is, I enjoy. She enjoys when I do spend some time doing a little coaching on the air. So that's what we did today to celebrate National Underdog Day. I hope you got something out of that. If you'd like to work with me on a private basis, I do laser coaching. So I don't do traditional therapy, because I don't believe that I need to see you for 10 years. But we get to those things that are blocking your ability to claim your birthright to be happy 88% of the time. And we are out of time. It is Friday. I'm hoping you will have the best weekend ever. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my living room, reminding you that it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go have the best weekend ever.